Howdy, y'all. Juan R. Gonzalez back with another episode of Planet Zoo, ZWT Wild Park, or Wildlife Park. I don't even remember what I named this zoo. Anyway, Happy New Year to all of you guys. I hope you had a great New Year, great holidays. We're back here with a new episode. I believe it's episode 4 of our zoo inspired by, or trying to get inspired by, the San Antonio Zoo here in Texas. Um, Went over the holidays over to the San Antonio Zoo and took some pictures and some video, and I'm gonna try and recreate as much as I can of the zoo, and do it as accurately as possible. Not everything's gonna be exactly the same, but I'm gonna do my best to recreate what the San Antonio Zoo has in store for all of us. So anyway, I'm here. Today we're gonna look at the Komodo Dragon habitat that the San Antonio Zoo has created for the Komodo dragons that they have. Now they have, after going over the holidays, realized that they have two Komodo dragon enclosures. One is a full habitat. The other one is in the reptile house, where they have a couple of young Komodo dragons. I'm not really gonna do that. If you looked at the reptile house with the previous episode, I instead put a monitor, a monitor lizard, two Nile monitor lizards in the as a habitat, rather than put the young Komodo dragons, which are what the San Antonio Zoo has inside the reptile house, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. Unfortunately, the reptile house, or the habitats for the exhibits for the reptile house that Planet Zoo has, are way much bigger than the ones that are in the San Antonio Zoo. So it'll be kind of awkward, the way the reptile house has come out, because of the fact that the San Antonio Zoo doesn't has much smaller exhibits for many of the animals, many of the reptiles that they hold. The biggest exhibit that they have that might be similar to the one that we have in Planet Coaster, or Planet Zoo. Planet Coaster. Here we go. And Planet Zoo is the one. It's the one for the Komodo dragons, the young Komodo dragons. It's probably about as big as the one, as an exhibit in Planet Zoo. But otherwise, all the other ones are probably a quarter of the size. Yeah, I want to say they're about a quarter of the size. So, unfortunately, it's as realistic as it gets. So, we're gonna do our best to recreate what the San Antonio Zoo looks like. I am gonna add some of the changes that the zoo has made based on their master plan. Now, I've been trying to get a hold of the actual master plan. It's not online. There's a couple of things online, but it's the entire master plan is not online. But I've been pestering the zoo to see if they have a PDF version of the master plan, and what those changes are going to entail. So hopefully I can get my hands on that master plan, and I can ultimately make some of those changes, or create it based on the master plan, rather than the zoo as it actually is. They've made a lot of changes lately to the zoo that are not reflected in, for example, Google Earth, which is almost 2 years old. Or in a lot of the pictures, Google Pictures. They've made a lot of changes to the zoo, and that's one of the reasons I went back to the zoo and started taking pictures, is because they, honestly, they've made a significant amount of changes, and based on those changes, it's actually created a kind of an atmosphere of a new zoo. So hopefully we can get all those changes in, and hopefully I can get my hands on the master plan so that we can create the zoo as it's supposed to be, which is based on that master plan. So the Komodo Dragon enclosure is interesting. I was, in my trip over there, I because I was doing this, just during the holidays, I realized that the zoo, the San Antonio Zoo, is actually in what's called a rock quarry. I can't even say the word, but it's in a rock quarry, an old rock quarry in Breckenridge Park. So it's in the mid, not in the middle, but on the side of the park. It's part of the Breckenridge Park in San Antonio, and the entire face of the back of the Komodo Dragon and the bear enclosures, or the bear grotto as it's called, is all part of the back of the rock quarry that the zoo was originally placed on. And so as I was taking pictures of it and taking video, I realized that it's actually one phase all the way across. It's a rock quarry all the way across, and the actual backstage of the zoo is sitting on the ledge where above the rock quarry. And so I'm gonna, I made significant changes to the zoo after I finished doing this Komodo Dragon enclosure, because of the fact that I realized that the zoo's in a quarry. So that means that the elevation towards the back of the Komodo Dragon and the grotto is actually much higher than you can see here. And so I'm gonna try and recreate that elevation for the future. I wasn't too keen on doing elevations, just because I don't have the skills that some of the other creators have in terms of doing the terrain stuff. But you know what, we gotta try some at some point. So I'm gonna end up doing that. I'm gonna end up changing the elevation of the zoo. I realized that, for example, the entrance is actually lower than where the lemurs are, and that elevation goes up towards the lemurs, up as you're going up that quarry, that bottom of the quarry, and then it turns right as it goes towards the reptile house. It actually, the elevation goes down because you're going towards the San Antonio River. And so I'm gonna try and recreate that by not trying to destroy the entire zoo, because that, I've spent a lot of time in the zoo, but I'm gonna try and recreate that elevation and make, basically break the zoo down so that it has those different elevations that you see in the original San Antonio Zoo. I'm gonna keep what I've built so far, and in the next episode we're gonna go over what I've built, where the zoo is right now, and where we're going in the future. We're gonna do kind of a real-time build instead of the time lapses, and just kind of give you an overview of where the zoo is, so that you guys see where we're standing as far as the zoo's concerned. And then hopefully we can, once we get through the next episode, we'll be doing a lot more episodes a lot quicker. I know it's been a while since I've posted. I think it's been at least 2 weeks since before the holidays, but there are a lot of traveling on the holidays, a lot of other things going on during the holidays. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to record as much. And I mean, and honestly, I just didn't have the creative juices flowing. That's one of the reasons I actually did go to the San Antonio Zoo, was so that I could get my juices flowing, my creative juices flowing, so that I could continue building the zoo, like I like it, and getting that inspiration in terms of rebuilding the zoo. So I'm looking forward to putting out a lot more content on Planet Zoo, in particular in building this replica as close as possible to the San Antonio Zoo, taking some creative liberties, just because we don't have, one of the things I've noticed is that we don't have all the animals that the San Antonio Zoo has. In Planet Zoo, a lot of the exhibits that I'm gonna be building are gonna stand empty until hopefully we get a DLC that it contains the animals. Um, San Antonio has a lot of air, a lot of not air, a lot of air. Seriously, uh, it has a lot of bird species, and so because Planet Zoo does not have any aviaries and that kind of stuff, it's going to be very difficult to fill those zoos, those parts of the zoo, so they'll stand idle at least until we get hopefully get an aviary DLC. It also has a lot of monkeys, not a lot of apes. In fact, San Antonio Zoo doesn't even have a chimpanzee, but it has a lot of monkeys, and so there's a big difference between that. And so since we don't have a lot of monkeys in Planet Zoo, a lot of those monkey enclosures will also stand idle for a while, at least until we get a DLC where we'll see some actual monkeys in Planet Zoo. So hopefully those things come here in the next couple of months as we continue having fun with this. But the building and putting together the zoo is part of not just the animals and taking care of them, which I really do enjoy doing that. I enjoy taking care of the animals, breeding them, and taking care of them. But I think that the building of the zoo and making sure that it fits, or it's somewhat like the San Antonio Zoo, is also very enjoyable for me. At least that's what I think. But we're gonna do our best here to ensure that we follow, or we're as close as we can to what the San Antonio Zoo looks like. Right now, as you look overhead, I've made significant changes to how the zoo looks. Unfortunately, when I started the zoo, I actually went the wrong way when it came to where the reptile house is. So I actually redid the reptile house over the holiday, so that it would actually match more along the lines of how the zoo looks and where it goes. And so I'm gonna try and stay true to how the zoo is outlined, or how the zoo is supposed to go, and hopefully we get a really good result. So we're back from the holidays now, guys, and we're gonna try and do some more active work with Planet Zoo. We're also gonna make some changes to the channel. I hope they're changes for the good. I've got some ideas that I've been going over the holidays, and hopefully those ideas will turn into something positive for the channel. We've got some goals here for this channel for the next year, and hopefully we can meet those goals together. I do appreciate those of you that have subscribed to the channel and have taken a look at the content and enjoy my content. I appreciate the comments. I will hopefully in the future start streaming on Mixer. I think that's what I'm gearing towards, is going to start streaming on Mixer as the channel grows, because I think that once these new things happen, I think there's going to be a lot of questions that you guys are going to have that I might be able to answer. I mean, as you guys know, I've been an attorney for for 20 years now, and I'd love to answer any questions that you have when it comes to streaming and the legalities of streaming, and how to actually do those things that protect your stream. And I think that's going to be important in the future, especially with a lot of the changes that are happening in the, for example, the FTC. That's one of those big things I'm working on on putting together a 15 minute how to protect your stream um, from uh, um, from the FTC rules and regulations. And I'm working on another stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy that content. If you have any questions and stuff, you can always put them in the comments. And we'll be working towards hopefully getting some good content out there for you guys that you will enjoy. And that will keep you interested in the channel, and that's the most important part for me, is that the channel is interesting to you, that you enjoy the content, and that it's something that you guys want to continue viewing as we move forward with this channel. Like I said, this channel is it's a tribute to my brother. And I'm gonna continue forward with it, for as long as I'm alive, just because it is more of a labor of love than it is a trying to get famous or trying to get subscribers. It's more of a way for me to channel the creativity that my brother had, that he unfortunately never really decided to use. Never really found himself channeling that creativity into something that that others might want to see. And so, I want to do that on his behalf. I want to channel his creativity, his ability to tell stories, his ability to make people laugh. So, hopefully you like these cinematics. The big old Komodo Dragon, one of those rare species that has been here for millions of years. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you like what you see, please click on the like sign. If you like the channel, want to hear more about us, more about what's going to happen in the future, don't forget to subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button below. And if you have any questions, any comments, please don't forget to just write them down in the comments section below. I do appreciate you guys watching us, and hopefully we'll see you in the future. You guys have a beautiful afternoon, day, night, whenever you're watching this, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios.